I had nothing. And yet enough for youth. Joy in illusion, out in thirst for truth. Give unrestrained the old emotion, the bliss that touched the verge of pain, the strength of hate, love's deep devotion. Oh, give me back my youth again. I do not pretend to aught worth knowing. I do not pretend I could be a teacher to help or convert a fellow creature. Then too I've neither lands nor gold, nor the world's least pomp or honor hold. No dog would endure such a cursed existence. Wild dreams torment me as I lie. And though a God lives in my heart, though all my power waken at his word, though he can move my every inmost part, yet nothing in the outer world is stirred. Thus by existence tortured and oppressed, I crave for death, I long for rest. What I possess seems far away to me, and what is gone becomes reality. Whatever is the load of humankind, I want to taste within my deepest self. I want to seize the highest and the lowest, to load its woe and bliss upon my breast, and thus expand my single self titanically, and in the end go down with all the rest. A man sees in the world what he carries in his heart. You are aware of only one unrest. Oh, never learn to know the other. Two souls others are dwelling in my breast, and one is striving to forsake its brother. And to the world in grossly loving zest with clinging tendrils one adheres. The other rises forcibly in quest of rarefied ancestral spheres. If there be spirits in the air that hold their sway between the earth and sky, descend out of the golden vapors there and sweep me into iridescent life. Oh, came a magic cloak into my hands to carry me to distant lands, I should not trade it for the choicest gown, nor for the cloak and garments of the crown. Poetry is not simply a fashion of expression. It is the form of expression absolutely required by a certain class of ideas. Poetry, indeed, may be distinguished from prose by the single circumstance that it is the utterance of whatever in man cannot be perfectly uttered in any other than a rhythmical form. It is useless to say that the naked meaning is independent of the form. On the contrary, the form contributes essentially to the fullness of the meaning. When scholars study a thing, they strive to kill it first, if it's alive. Then they have the parts, and they have lost the whole, for the link that's missing was the living soul. Alas, how long is art, and short is our life. I often know amid the scholar's strife a sinking feeling in my mind and heart. How difficult the means are to be found by which the primal sources may be breached. And long before the halfway point is reached, they bury a poor devil in the ground. There are but two roads that lead to an important goal and to the doing of great things: strength and perseverance. Strength is the load of but a few privileged men, but austere perseverance, harsh and continuous, may be employed by the smallest of us, and rarely fails of its purpose, for its silent power grows irresistibly greater with time. You can't, if you can't feel it, if it never rises from the soul and sways the heart of every single hearer with deepest power in simple ways. You'll sit forever, gluing things together, cooking up a stew from other scraps, blowing on a miserable fire, made from your heap of dying ash. Let apes and children praise your art, if the admiration's to your taste. but you'll never speak from heart to heart, unless it rises up from your heart's space. What's left undone today, tomorrow will not do. Waste not a day in vain digression. With resolute, courageous trust, seize every possible impression, and make it firmly your possession. You'll then work on, because you must. Whatever you can do, or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour.